Imagine a dish that has everything you love. It's got rice, it's got beef, it's got vegetables, and it's got a spicy sauce. That's bibimbap for you, and I'm gonna show you how to make it today. Annyeonghaseyo, my name's Shay, and today I'm going to show you how to make bibimbap. I tried bibimbap around 10 years ago when I was visiting Malaysia, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and that's what made me fall in love with Korean cuisine. I love the spicy gochujang sauce, so when I came back home, I missed Korean food a lot, and back then it wasn't very easily accessible. So I decided to learn to make my own Korean food. I learned how to make kimchi and gochujang and all the other dishes at home. And it was scary at first, but once I started making it, I realized it was really easy, so now I make it pretty often. The sauce that you use in bibimbap is made out of gochujang. It's amazing fermented chili sauce, and it's surprisingly easy to make. So I'm going to show you how to make gochujang first. Here are the ingredients for gochujang: barley, rice syrup, sweet rice flour, fermented soybean paste, salt, and gochugaru. We're gonna first wash the barley and remove the husk that sits on top. And then we're gonna pour 2 cups of barley in 8 cups of water and let it soak overnight. The next day, we're gonna strain the malt barley liquid using a fine sieve and then transfer the liquid into a pot and bring it up to 40 degrees Celsius. Then you're gonna add your sweet rice flour and give it a good mix until everything is well dissolved and the mixture starts to thicken like this. Once the mixture is cooled, you can add your gochugaru powder, your salt, your fermented soybean paste, or you can use fermented soybean powder if that's available. It's also known as mejugaru in Korean. And give it a good mix until it's all well combined. You can add your rice syrup to as little or as much sweet as you'd like. Now we're going to transfer our sauce into a pot. Traditionally, gochujang is stored in a hungary or an ongi, which is a glazed earthenware from Korea. It's a clay pot that is porous enough that allows air to flow through and keeps the gochujang fresh and helps it ferment. Since an ongi is not easily available where I live, I'm going to use a traditional Indian clay pot which is porous enough for the gochujang to ferment. I'm going to sterilize it by putting it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. Once it's out of the oven and it's completely cooled down, you can transfer the gochujang sauce that we just made into the clay pot. Now I'm going to smoothen out the top and put a lot of rock salt to act as a preservative to prevent formation of mold and bacteria. And this will keep the gochujang fresh. I'm going to cover it with a fine mesh sieve, which will help the air flow through while it's out in the sun for 6 months. After 1 month of fermenting in the sun, and it's almost ready to eat. And now, onto the rice. Wash your rice really well. I used 2 cups of water for 2 cups of rice. Transfer it to your rice cooker, and there you have perfectly cooked rice. The next component is beef. Well, you can use any protein of your choice: beef, chicken, tofu. Well, today I chose beef. And I'm slicing it into thin strips, and then you're gonna wanna add it to a medium-sized bowl. And to that, add 2 tablespoons sesame oil, 1 teaspoon soy sauce, 1 tablespoon grated garlic, and 1 tablespoon honey. And now, give it a good mix, making sure that everything is well combined. At this point, this is called yukwae, a Korean-style beef tartare. I know, raw beef, it's shocking, but it's a delicacy in Korea and everyone loves it there. Now you can marinate for 20 minutes or overnight. So cover it with cling film and put it in the fridge until you're ready to cook it. And once you're ready, you just need to heat up a wok and add some sesame oil and add your beef to it. Oh, hear that sizzling? Doesn't that sound amazing? And that looks delicious too. So fry it until it's well cooked, and it should look like this. And I added some sesame seeds for some extra flavor. The next component is my favorite, vegetables. The beauty about bibimbap is that you could use any vegetables that you have in the kitchen right now. I've decided to use cucumbers. They add a little freshness to the bibimbap. I'm going to dress them with a teaspoon of gochujang, grated garlic, and sesame oil. In a hot pan, I'm just gonna fry them off for a few minutes on medium heat. Next, I'm gonna peel and julienne some carrots. They add a nice crunch to bibimbap. I'm gonna dress them with gochujang, garlic, and sesame oil, a teaspoon of each, and give them a thorough mix and fry it off in a hot pan for a few minutes on medium heat. Next, we're gonna make some garlic spinach. So I'm chopping up some spinach and I'm gonna heat up some sesame oil in a non-stick pan. And once it gets really hot, I'm just gonna add in my spinach. And then I'm gonna salt it. And this would be the perfect time to add some grated garlic, but I kind of forgot. So I just added it later and made some nice garlic spinach. Now in a large saucepan, I have some bean sprouts and I'm covering it with water. I'm gonna boil them for around 10 minutes. For the sauce, take 3 tablespoons of gochujang from what we made earlier, a tablespoon of grated garlic, a tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, and 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and give it a good mix. Now this is the star of the show. It is so delicious. Just look. And no bibimbap is complete without a crispy fried egg. Here I'm just frying an egg in some sesame oil in a non-stick pan. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for, assembling the dish. Let's start off with a beautiful bed of rice and put on your spinach and then your carrots. And then you can add your beautiful glazed cucumbers and then your bean sprouts. And then a lot of beef, and I mean a lot of beef. And some more beef, yeah. And the final touch, the perfect fried egg with a runny yolk. And pour that amazing gochujang sauce all over the dish. It's sweet, spicy, salty, and everything you want. And this bowl is packed full of nutrition. It's the perfect dish. You can never go wrong with bibimbap. What's left is to eat, and I was so excited to eat this that I even forgot to talk. And let me tell you, it was amazing. The dish had me speechless.
That's delicious. Give it a shot yourself.